YouTube, what is up? Today, the Dead Rabbit RTA has come in. It's out there for consumer purchase. And guys, it's a damn good RTA. Normally, when I get into RTAs, I'm not a big fan of top airflow. I like the fact that they never leak, but usually the flavor's so muted you can't stand it. I'm not real 100% sure what Heathen has done differently with this one, but damn, I get tons of flavor off this RTA. I don't know what it is about these Dead Rabbits. The Dead Rabbit RDA was my all-time favorite RDA, and it has a permanent fixture on my Homeboy Squonker, as I'll show you here in a minute. If you've seen me, I think on my review of the Homeboy, I had it on there. So I don't know what it is about them. Once I use them, and I fall in love with them. So yeah, man, so good. Anyway, we'll get up close and personal. We'll talk about this thing, and then we'll come up, and I'll give you some pros and cons. But if you're looking for a good top airflow RTA, or if you're just looking for a good RTA, get out here and get you a Dead Rabbit. And let's dive down and talk about this. All right. The Dead Rabbit RTA. It's here, and it's a good one, guys. So basically, if you got the Dead Rabbit RDA, as I mentioned earlier, this is pretty much my all-time favorite RDA and my favorite squonkable RDA for sure. And it pretty much sits on this Homeboy Squonk all day long. So if you liked your build deck on the original Dead Rabbit, you're going to like this one as well, because it's the exact same build deck, just a little different on the cotton holes and things like that. But anyway, getting into it. On the front, it has the 2 mil and the 4.5 mil glass, so you're getting tons of juice in there. Project by Vapin' Heathen. He also did the original Dead Rabbit, and I think he knocked it out of the park with both of these. This is a top airflow RTA, which I was surprised how good the flavor is on it. It's actually amazing. So yeah, unique rabbit ear deck, just like I mentioned in the RDA. Smooth top diagonal down airflow. Excuse me, smooth top down. Yeah, you can read that shit. So leak-free vaping. And on the back it tells you everything it came with, along with the rabbit ear design. So I'm not going to read all that to you, because we're going to open this box and you got your scratch and sniff for authenticity check. So opening up this box, inside you have your Dead Rabbit RTA, and then over on this side you have a box of goodies, and underneath you get your Dead Rabbit sticker, in case you want to show some brand loyalty there. And then you have a very thick user manual. I'm sure it's thick because all the different languages, as you can see there. But yeah, so you get all that inside the box. Inside this mini box, though, is where the real fun stuff is. Hell Vape. So dumping out this this mini bag. Well, you can see a shit ton of O-rings, but this is what's awesome, is you actually get 2 different acrylic drip tips to choose from. So there's mine, which is the matte black. You get this red drip tip, then you also get this black swirl drip tip. 810 goon style drip tips held in like a ring, held in with O-ring, just like any other 810 drip tip, or most of the 810 drip tips out there. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I thought that was a sweet little touch. And I think both of these drip tips are absolutely gorgeous. They fit perfect, nice and snug, very well machined. So, continuing inside the box, you also get your screwdriver and Allen wrench. And you get your bubble glass, which we'll put on today because I prefer the bubble glass. Alright, on the top cap, easy, very smooth threading, buttery smooth.
top cap, fill cap. And I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's kind of concaved in there. The kidney holes are huge, so you're going to be able to get just about anything you want in there. But it's kind of concave, so you're not going to get any spilling or any pouring into your chimney or anything like that. So kind of a neat little touch. But we'll get into that more in a minute. Top cap's very basic, no quick screw, but they've also made this top cap concaved. I don't know if you can see this right here, but it's concaved in there. And I honestly think that's what's helping with this flavor. Normally, I do not like top airflow RTAs. I haven't had one yet. I really enjoy it. And there's some good ones out there. They're just real finicky to me. I don't know. You got to be really particular about your builds. They have to be just right, and the flavor has always been off. I honestly, when I first bought this, I go, we're going to have that problem with this one, but I didn't. It's actually amazing flavor and very easily to build on. It's not finicky whatsoever. So yeah, it's knurled at the top to grab on. Simply screw off. Your bottom base is also knurled, so it's easy to grab on, screw off. And there is your base. You got a protruding 510 with an insulator. So yeah, ready for your old mech mods. On the bottom it says designed by Heathen and Helvate. As I mentioned, this deck is almost identical, guys. Virtually the build deck is identical. You got your positive and negative posts there. You can thread your wicks in, or your leads in through the bottom here. So yeah, very cool stuff. Very cool. I enjoyed that so much on the RDA, and it made it so much easier to build on. Super simple build. It's not picky about your leads, so, and they seem to have continued that. But down here is where your wicking ports are, and as you can see, the wicks just sit in here, and they soak up the juice that pours into the bottom here. So kind of a cool little feature. We've seen that before on several atomizers, but with this build deck, I don't know, it's a perfect combination. Absolutely have enjoyed building on this. And we'll put a build in today just to kind of show you guys how it is. Now, as I mentioned, you get your two glasses. This is the 2.5 mil, or 2 mil, excuse me. And then you have the 4.5 mil. Now, I have vaped on this, so you may see a little juice there, but just like with on the outside of the RDA, you see the Dead Rabbit logo. And on the other side, it says Dead Rabbit. Now you have adjustable airflow. What you adjust one way, you adjust on the other side, and it does stop both ways. So I've been rocking mine wide open. It's buttery smooth, amazing airflow on this. It feels amazing. And as you can see at the bottom, you kind of have these notches, which this is free spinning. So yeah. So it kind of holds all that into place. It all locks together when it goes together. There's nothing free spinning about this with the exception of that airflow. So yeah, you can see the threading here, how it screws in. So ultimately what is happening is your airflow is going in at an angle, hitting right on top of your coils, and then sucking up through that chimney. And if you can see that, it's kind of concaved in here as well, and it just works brilliant. It works great. It's very smooth, very good. So the glass is simply held on by the O-rings, and we are ready to rock our new 4.5 mil glass. So let's pop a build in here real quick. Sorry guys, getting my stuff together here. Going to use a couple little strips of cotton I already have pre-cut. And today we are going to try my dual fuse Clapton coils, which I spun myself. So I will start off by trimming those leads just a little bit. Alright, got one of these leads trimmed up. I'm going to go ahead and trim this. If you noticed a break in the video there, I literally dropped my pliers and rolled over them with my chair, which sucks because I just knocked the tooth off of that one side. Like, what a bummer, right? Like, here's your wake-up call, fat ass. Anyway, whatever. Show must go on. I don't have time to dig out my other ones. They still cut, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Like a champ. Bish. Like a champish. Alright, now, got my coils trimmed down. Pop one side in the negative, one side in the positive there. And what I do is I push this all the way to the base, because when I go to straighten that coil on here, it'll raise it off my deck just a little bit so I don't short out. And I don't know where I picked that up at. I just started doing that with my other dead rabbit, and it seems to work great. So raise it up just enough. So as you can see, it's on the deck there. Put my screwdriver in there. Start straightening this bad boy up. Alright, one coil in. Let's pop this other bad boy in there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. And as you can see, I cut those down. I don't know, I guess I've been cutting the other dead rabbit so long, I kind of get it right. There's not much hanging out of the bottom there. However, if there was, it's not a huge deal. As long as they're not all the way down to this base here, you'll be fine. I really need my coil jig for this when I straighten these coils out, but too lazy to walk downstairs. Fatness is getting to me, right? Oh man, that's hideous. Oh, there we go. Straighten up nice. Alright, now we have a couple coils on there. I'm going to put this on the, which I'm going to review this one here in a little bit, but the Rev GTS version 2. Not much different from the version 1, but whatever. It's a pretty nice little mod. Alright, let's get these fired up. Woo! Heating up fast. Heating up very nice. Ah, yeah. I think we're golden on the getting it all nice and heated up here. Throw a couple of my pre-cut cotton strips in there. Make sure it's cooled down. Man, does heat up pretty quick. I absolutely love this build though. Only comes with about a 0.10, but man, it hits nice. Couple of 26 gauge strands wrapped in a 40 gauge nichrome. I think the cores are stainless actually. 26 gauge stainless. Alright, Butamus, Butamus. Now, when I go to cut these, I don't necessarily want it touching the bottom of my deck. There's a nice big juice well in here. But I just want those, the ends of the cotton just to stick through the bottom there. And I don't know if you can get my camera to focus. Just through the bottom. There's like a circular deck here where the kidney holes are. And I'll just tuck that cotton in there through the bottom. So what I usually do is I will actually cut at a slight angle, lining my scissors up with the top part of the knurling here. And that has been working out like a dream. Do the same thing on the other side here. May cut that one a little short. Whatevs, we'll make it work. That's one beautiful thing about this. It's hard to not get right. I haven't had any dry hits or any of that with this, so it's been working out nicely. This cotton I'm using, I actually ordered this in bulk, but it always stays nice and fluffed even after I cut it, so it's kind of cool. Don't need to really do a big old fluff job on here. Alright, see if I can get that on camera. Yep, see how that's kind of just sticking through the bottom there? I don't have it all the way down to the base, but it's just sticking through the bottom. And what I've found is that works beautiful. Which I kind of do that also. Let me get this other dead rabbit and kind of show you guys. It's kind of a mess. I need to change coils in here while I'm at it. But I did the same thing in the Dead Rabbit. I just cut it to where they're sticking down in these kidney holes here. Ultimately, all they did was take the original Dead Rabbit, mirror it, and extend it a little bit. So, yeah. Works out nicely, though. And like I said, for top airflow, I've had zero flavor loss on this thing. Alright, we're going to juice it up today with some dipped old-fashioned donut, a double shot cappuccino. So, the Creator flavor makes this. It's not bad. If you're into the coffee thing, this is an awesome morning vape. But the coffee is very strong in this one. Which a lot of these coffee or donut shops or whatever type deal, what happens is they get real sweet. This one isn't. But it is heavy on coffee. So if you're not a coffee fan, it truly tastes like I'm eating a French vanilla coffee bean or something like that. Very light on the sweetness. So if you're a coffee fan, get you some old-fashioned donut dipped in a double shot cappuccino. And I don't get a lot of donut on there, but whatever. All right, so that's looking amazing. We got some nice clouds going there. So this will just slide over and I'll simply screw on. Sorry guys, gotta take this off camera a minute. All right. Got her screwed back on there. Go ahead and fill our juice up. Oh yeah, we are ready to vape this bad boy. Yeah, didn't intend on finishing out with this. Oh my gosh, didn't intend on finishing out with this drip tip, but I'm kind of digging the look on that with that flat black and that shiny black and white drip tip. Looks awesome. So yeah, so that is the up close and personal with the Dead Rabbit RTA, and I've had zero leaking with this bad boy. Of course, top airflow, that's kind of the norm. But yep, let's go back up top, talk about some pros and cons, and we'll wrap this video up. That was the up close and personal with the Dead Rabbit RTA. Amazing tank, amazing tank. Sorry, my phone's going off. I'm expecting an important call. Man, talk about sloppy YouTubing, huh? Anyway, yeah, Hell Vape and the Vaping Heathen came together to collaborate and make this bad boy, much like they did with the RDA. And I feel like, once again, guys, they knocked it out of the park, man. Vaping Heathen just seems to, him and Tony B, they have a good feel for what they can, for what makes a good RDA, RTA, mods. They just do a good job, man. They always do a good job. I really like their products. There's a couple other reviewer products out there that I'm like, come on, man, you're not impressing me at all with this thing. But good for them, you know, cool. I'm glad they got their own stuff. But man, these Dead Rabbits, tons of flavor, tons of vapor. That airflow works. The airflow works. So let's get into the pros and cons here. I'll stop babbling. I go on and on about these RDAs, RTAs, and they're just so good. But anyway, real quick on the pros, you get the two drip tips. They're two very nice acrylic drip tips. As you saw up close, I had the red, and now I'm rocking the black, so very cool. The knurling makes it very easy to grab this thing and screw it together. The choice in glass, you have the 2 mil and the 4.5 ml glass on there. So lots of goodies with it, gang. Lots of goodies. Flavor, awesome. Build deck, super easy to build on. Your leads just aren't very important. You can cut them kind of wherever you want. And there's a lot of RTAs out there that does that. But those rabbit ears, just they make it so easy, man. And like I said, I just set that coil right on top of my deck. And when I go to twist it and straighten it up, it just raises off the deck just perfect. So leaking. I've had zero leaking. As with most top airflows, they don't leak. This one's no exception. I haven't had a single leaking on this deal.
Other pros price point, it's hitting right about where most RTAs or new sub-ohm tanks are hitting. Right about $30 is what you're going to pay for this. I think that's it for the pros. The only con, and it could be I just haven't gotten used to it yet. When I go to put a build on there and I go to screw my bottom deck back on, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm doing something wrong. It always takes a minute for those threads to catch on there. I don't know, I'll sit there and start turning it and thinking it's screwing, it's not screwing in at all, and then all of a sudden they catch and it screws in. And I don't think it's the threading, because the threading's buttery smooth when everything goes on. Same with the fill cap. Threading's just amazing on there. So, but I don't know why. When it goes to twist on there, it takes a minute to catch. I don't know. Almost every time I built on this, I'm like, about the time I'm like, okay, so I'll pull it off the mod and it'll screw in every time. But it's really hard for me to just screw this with it on the mod. So, anyway, it's not a big deal. That's about it on the cons, gang. I can't think of another con on this thing. Oh, I don't know. This is subjective. Especially with the dead rabbit, it was such a big deal because he threw the squonk pin in with the RDA. It'd have been kind of cool but I don't see how they could have done it. Maybe put a squonk pin RTA or something in here. I don't know, man. I don't even know if they could do that shit. Now I'm thinking about it. It would go right into your chamber. So, yeah. So that's it on the cons, man. I was trying to nitpick. I want at least one more con on this. But guys, this is definitely probably my new favorite RTA, and which I kind of had a feeling that was going to be the case, as much as I love the original RDA. So, man, if you're looking for a good top airflow, I mean, the airflow is adjustable. It's very nice. It's buttery smooth. If you're looking for something easy to build on, you're just looking for an all-around good RTA. Get out there and get you a Dead Rabbit RTA. Hellvape and Heathen knocked it out of the park on this one. Such a good RTA. Anyway, that's all I got, gang. Woo, vaping it up in here. As always, get out and support your first responders and your veterans. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm trying to help other officers and veterans especially get off either their dip or their, the stickies, the nasty sticks. So get out there and please hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. Matt with Vape Break is out.